Hi, so welcome to my first KeyForge video. It's KOTE Series 5, Round 1, and this is the first game. I'm not recording as I'm playing, I'm recording the soundtrack after the game. And as you can see there, I'm mulliganed because if you've had a look at the deck list I'm playing, you'll see that it's a brick deck, or with a lot of archiving. So essentially the point of this is to get brig into your hand or into your archive and play at the right time. The SAS limit on this tournament made me go for this deck because despite having a really low SCS, I think it was 58, I've got a 50% win rate with it. So I thought I'll take a deck that's reliable-ish, got a chance of winning. It has got artifact control, it has got a little bit of board control, and yeah, I stand a chance. So as you saw with the mulligan, I didn't get, unfortunately, the brig early. So I put down Pocket Universe, and then we're going on from there. So this time I'm playing the Hexbian, the Research Smoko, basically to kill them both, because they'll both put 2 cards into my archive when they get destroyed, which there was, for me, it was the best way to draw as many cards as possible. Play 3 cards, put 2 new ones into my archive, and draw 3 new cards. So that's what I was looking to do. My opponent starts to build up a little board control here with Saurians. You got Tribune Pompatus, Centurion Snopless, and Equestria Jarta. I'm deciding what to play here. Having a look between the Dis and the Shadows. I've still got a couple of chains from the Binding Irons that my opponent played. So go for the Dis purely because I play more cards that way, but also as well I get to put the Library of the Damned in play. And again, as I say, what I'm looking to do is just draw and archive as many cards as possible so that I get the brig combo out before my opponent forges their second key, because obviously after that it's pretty useless. So now drawn into a hand pretty much mainly of Shadows this time. Waiting for my opponent to take their turn and see what they put down. Pretty even at the moment. 2 amber apiece. They go with Saurian again. Drawn their archive. Played the Colosseum. Reap with both the Saurian creatures. Replay the Equestria Jarta that I returned to the hand. I had to pretty much spend 6 Emperor. Wouldn't have got much from me because I haven't got any Saurians anyway. I'm playing an AOA deck, so they're on 4 amber now. So I play the Nerve Blast, just really for the steal. Snake Lifter to take their Colosseum, which could prove to be quite useful over the course of the game. You'll have to judge that for yourself. Life for a life. Put down Knuckles Bolton. The rigged lottery might have been worth discarding that, might have been worth keeping it in my hand. My opponent has got a Mimicry, and the Mimicry, I was looking at this thinking that the Mimicry is the prime threat to winning, because obviously they can Mimicry Interdimensional Graft, which means, yeah, I can play the Brig combo, but then they can Mimicry the Interdimensional Graft and then get a lot of that combo back into their pile, which probably would have made a big difference in the game, probably won them the game. Not necessarily so, but might have done. Equally, there may have been something else, but we'll keep watching. So there's Mimicry, and they've copied the Nerve Blast. I think that's a mistake. We'll see as we go on, but for me, I think that's made a big difference. I don't know if they looked at my deck to see if it was a brig deck. You have got access to the lists in the KOTE tournament, so you can see the other person's deck. But yeah, and then they've put down Mystic Mamook and a Feathered Shaman, Cauldron Boil, and then again they've got 3 creatures down. I've got none, but they still haven't got a key. But equally, I still haven't got my brig just yet. So played another Library of the Damned, and yeah, pretty much just gone for the disc there, get out the second library, archive a card, just trying to move through the deck as fast as I can. At this stage I'm thinking they're going to get that first key before I get the brig. It's certainly looking like that, or the Mystic Mermook increasing the key cost for both of us to 7. It's not doing me that much harm. It's doing them a bit of harm, but doing me some harm, but doing them as much harm as it is me. I'm probably happy that's there, because if you're trying to play a quick game, having higher key costs for both players is not going to help. And again, if you get to 2 keys before I've got the brig combo off, you are going to win the game. Certainly against the deck that I'm playing with. So there we go, we've got 4 creatures now to my 1. I've chosen logos, and then as you can see we've got lots of hex beans to get down, all of which will archive the top card in my deck when they get destroyed. And then put one onto Pocket Universe. Wild Wormhole is not worth playing, because if it pulls either the brig or the interdimensional graft, that is nightmare scenario time. So it either needs to go into the archive or it needs to go into the discard. So I discard it. There we go. And now we've got 5 ammo to 3. He's got more creatures. He's got less creatures, but they're stronger than mine. Well, mine being power 2 probably would have an easier time getting rid of my creatures. But again, probably doing me a favour if he does that, because he's going to put the hex beans back into the archive the top card of the deck while he's doing it, which again makes me get through the deck quicker. But yeah, as we said, got the first key, so that's an advantage to my opponent there, because they've got to 1 key before I could get the brig out and get that combination going. I'm going for Untamed again this time. 3 Untamed creatures there. I'll put down another Mystic Mermook, so that increases the key cost for both of us to 8. And then they've removed the stun off the Feathered Shaman, and one of their other creatures also played a Flax here as well. Sitting at 3 amber, better board than me. So now I need to look at what can I do here, how many cards can I get rid of. So deciding whether to go logos or dis. Logos and kill all my Hexbians, or dis, play out all the cards and then archive another 2 cards because of the 2 Library of the Damns. As I say, just having a look through, deciding which is the best hand to play. Counting the cards, and I've gone for this, and the reason I've gone for this is because I play 3, archive 2, draw 5, whereas the Hexbians I would have put 4 cards back into my archive, but I wouldn't have played a single card, so it's the difference between 4 cards and 5 cards drawn out of my deck. So that's what we're doing there. Just killing the Feathered Shaman just to make sure Call the Week got rid of something. Playing down the Tesmo, which is a nice little threat. Using the 2 Library of the Damns to get rid of cards, and then we'll draw 5 cards. Still looking at a couple of turns potentially before I draw the brig, because there's 7 cards in the discard now, I think it said. You don't want it to be at the bottom, but you know, if it is at the bottom, there's not a lot you can do about it. You have to try and play around it, try and just draw through the cards as quick as you can. My opponent's deciding what they're going to do now. Obviously they're sitting on 1 key already, sitting on 3 amber, so quite close to the second key, or at least they would be if it wasn't for the 2 Mermooks increasing the key cost to 8. Gone for Saurians. Already got a Saurian creature down. And they've killed the Hexbian, which puts the Hexbian and something else into the archive, which was a Shadows creature. They've played Brutodon Auxiliary, they've played Senator Shrix, being protected by the Brutodon, passed it to me. Didn't get much amber that turn, which was fortunate. Again, deciding how many cards I can draw through. So I can play out 2 Logos cards, draw 2 more cards, and I can also potentially just ram all my Hexbians into something and draw another 3 cards that way into my archive. So again, really need to get to that brig combo. So yeah, I'm thinking here about just wiping those Hexbians, ramming them into his creatures. I must admit I did make a mistake. I misread the Colosseum because as well I'm trying to add counters to the Colosseum, because if I get 6 counters on the Colosseum, it's an Omni and I can spend it for a key at current cost, and I was thinking that might come into play. It obviously didn't. I only added 1 counter there because you got to destroy the enemy creature when fighting to actually put a glory counter on the Colosseum, but I did get rid of all my Hexbeams. I did add a lot of cards to my archive. This time, again, I've got Interdimensional Graft, but I haven't got a Brig, and it's one of the last 3 cards in my deck. So that could be a problem. However, as you can see, there's something else in there that ought to be able to stop him forging a key this turn, even if he gets up to the 8. Gone for the Untamed, going for the Rush again. Gets rid of the Tesmol because it's a good creature. Uses Ghost Hawk to get some Reaps going. Now he's up to 5. Now he's up to 6 with 1 on the Senator Shrix as well. Now he's up to 8, which obviously is enough to forge, which is a worry normally when you haven't got the Interdimensional Graft, but again, we've got something to stop that there. So yeah, equally as well, I'm looking at it thinking, as long as I don't draw my archive, if I spend the 3 Shadows cards, I will draw the Interdimensional. I'll draw the Binite Rupture next. So we play the Miasma to stop him forging the key. Play Whistling Darts, and then I know now that I am gonna draw the Binite Rupture. I'm going to discard Oubliette because I'm going to end up purging the Research Moko, which isn't a lot good. And there we go, finally got the Brig combo, and he hasn't forged his second key. He's already at 8, I'm at 6, so I'm going to double my 6 to 12. I'm going to double his 8 to 16, and that's before his actual turn. So I could end up with a lot more than that. And as well, as I say, at this stage he spent the Mimicry too, so he isn't going to be able to use Mimicry to do Interdimensional Graft to get that back. So he's spent the Evil Eye to stop me forging for 6. Well, I wouldn't be able to forge anyway, to be fair, it was 8, but now it's a key cost of 11 for me. He's gone to 9, and then he's passed the turn on 9. I have to archive a card because of memory chip, so I've archived Oubliette, which I've just redrawn again, so I've now drawn through all the way through my deck. Play Binite Rupture, play Interdimensional Graft, and then looking at getting rid of the Bloodshard Imp with the Research Moko. There we go. Do I remember to use the Pocket Universe or not? Yeah, there we go, yep, use Pocket Universe. And then pass the turn on 12, forging at a cost of 8, but then I transfer 10 to me from him. So he's on 2 keys, and I'm on no keys, but I'm on 22 amber, forging keys at 8. So realistically, he's got to get his 3rd key probably now in 3 turns, because he's, if you look at his deck, he's got no doorstep, he's got no too much to protect, no effervescent principle, no bomb card that he's going to get rid of the, well, 14 or so amber that I've got more than the 8 that's required to forge the 1st key. 16 would forge 2, 24, so if I can get another 2 more, unless he can steal, I've got enough to forge 3 keys at 8. So yeah, he's now got to get to 8 and forge before I just forge a key every turn for the next 3 turns. So yeah, so he's played Untamed again. He's put down a Morphine, which is a good place. It stops me stealing, or at least punishes me if I do it a little bit. Also as well, got a lot of untamed creatures down, so should be able to get a decent amount of amber on a turn there with so many creatures down. There we go, so he's up to 3, he's up to 4, up to 5. There we go, passes the turn, so he's on 5, I'm now on 1 key. Again, realistically, is he going to be able to steal 9 off me on his next turn? Probably not. So again, I'm going to forge again on my next turn, so he must get himself into check after this. So yeah, again, at this stage I'm thinking I really could possibly need to have the Miasma back. So I'm looking at how many cards I've got in my draw pile, thinking that I might need a Miasma to win the game. So we'll go having a look at the archive, because also thinking that the Colosseum, equally, if I can forge a key off the Colosseum out of hand, that would be really helpful. But there are only 2 counters on there, so I would need to fight 4 times and destroy a creature 4 times to trigger that. So yeah, I've gone for the disc to basically spend as many cards as I can and try and draw that Miasma in case he does get to check this turn, which realistically he's got quite a good chance of doing on 5 amber and with so many untamed creatures down. You know, he needs 3 to get to check. Got enough untamed cards to do that. Got enough Saurian cards to do that as well. So yeah, those all add up. And yeah, his hope for winning the game now is that he gets into check and I can't stop him forging his 3rd key. If I find a way to get him under check again, or if I get my Miasma, it's likely that I am going to be winning the game. So then, pass the turn, and as you can see, it's there. So if he gets to check, I can Miasma him, and he isn't forging next turn. If he doesn't get to check, I've even then got another turn to try and forge the 2 keys, which I've certainly got enough amber to do with 19 amber and a key cost of 8, and him having no real bomb card that's going to get rid of all that amber. So again, he's thinking about what to do. And he's going untamed and just reaping out, get as much as he can. There you go. And again, he knows now if I don't have Miasma, he's won the game, because that deck doesn't have a lot of amber control if he's looked at the deck list. He even says it there, good game if you've got Miasma, which I didn't see. I thought there might have been a chance that he'd pulled his mimicry back again. I'm not sure if he's been all the way through his deck, but yeah, I was mildly worried that he got his mimicry back and could therefore copy my miasma. So yeah, so I play out I draw my archive and play out my miasma. I put down Shadows creatures in the hope that if he has got a mimicry himself, I would have enough Shadows creatures to fight, destroy his creatures and trigger the Colosseum, but I wouldn't, I'd be one short. So here we go, there we go, that's the mixture of the oubliette to purge one of his creatures, get rid of the Molfin, because I don't want him doing damage to me if I steal. Life for a life, well, I'm thinking that the next turn I'm either going to be going Shadows or there is going to be next turn, so life for a life away any creature that's not a Shadows creature. Makes sense to do the Smoko, because when the Smoko goes into discard, it archives a card. Play down Redlock, play down Lamindra, put it in between two of the creatures, obviously to try and pass off that elusive. Play Dust Chronicles, mainly for the Amber and just to get it out of my hand. It's not really going to do anything at this stage. As I say, I missed his message saying that I was going to win if I had miasma, and I thought there was a chance he could possibly have had the mimicry. Yeah, just discarded some cards. Steal a little bit more. And then the most important card, play the miasma. Now he's skipping his forge step, and he's got to find a way to get rid of 11 to take me from 18 down to 7, or increase key costs. Oh, in fact, there's another Amber. So he's got to get rid of 12 to get me down to 7 from 19. And then I passed the turn. And then I'd mainly concentrated on the mimicry and the miasma, and there's some really interesting play coming up. As I say, he's got a lot to do. He's got to get from 18 down to 7, or increase the key cost possibly to 11 with an evil eye, and then get me down to 10. So he's gone for this. He's managed to capture one onto. I know, yeah, he's made me lose one because of Malice, and he's played Infernus down. He's purged Miasma and Life for a Life, which drops me down to 15, so he's already got rid of 3. He plays a second Infernus to get rid of Life for a Life and Whistling Darts. Now he's got rid of 5. He's played Hysteria, which has returned 1 to me and got me back up to 14. Then he purges Exhume and Poltergeist, gets me down to 12, so he's got rid of 6 now. Plays another Infernus. Gets rid of Pain Reaction and Dust Chronicles, getting me down to 10, and he's got rid of 8. But then that's it. That quite impressive play there at the end there with Malice and the double Infernus, Hysteria. Yeah, I mean, getting rid of 8 Amber in a turn is pretty impressive, but unfortunately it wasn't enough for him. And I've won the game there. Also as well, as a team, the captain won the game 3-0. The red player won the game 3-2, just like I've won the game 3-2. So after round 1, we've done all right as a team. We've won all 3 games, won the match. Moving on to the next round to see who we get in the next round. So it's going to be interesting. I'll try and record that game, and as long as the player gives me permission to put that one over the internet, I'll put that one over the internet as well. It will have sound. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any comments, good, bad, let me know. Be interested to hear them. But thanks for watching the game. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'd like to come back for game number 2 if I get that one as well. But yeah, that's a win for the Steel City Snufflegators Sharks team. Win round 1, on to round 2. Looking forward to it.